As most of you know, last Saturday was my final Paladins rank stream for the year. 7 months later, and almost 100 wins after, I finally got my Berserker Torvald skin. Was it worth all the time and stress? Nope. Especially not with his swapped ultimate voice lines. So why did I bother? I have two reasons. One is that I've been playing Paladins since 2017, and have never truly experienced a ranked season. And two is that I wanted to grind out the Torvald skin to prove that some people still care about him and that he deserves a rework. I went into Paladins ranked with an open mind. After all, I'm coming from Overwatch where I would almost exclusively play ranked in that game. However, if I could describe my Paladins ranked experience in one word, it would be hell. In this video, I'm going to talk about my personal problems with ranked in Paladins, and some solutions towards fixing them. If you're curious to know what my rank was, I finished Split 1 at Diamond 2 and Split 2 at Platinum 1. Let me start with the big issue, and probably the main reason most players even touch the ranked queue: the exclusive skin reward. In my opinion, there should be no skin rewards tied to playing ranked. A free shiny new skin often forces players to play ranked when otherwise they would stay clear. Because of this, a lot of my ranked matches felt like casual matches, trading strategic planning for trying to figure out how to make a no-tank comp function. The ranked queue should only be for those looking to push strategy and coordination to the max. But because of the free skin incentive pulling in casual players, it doesn't feel like a true ranked experience. Ultimately, if you want a real ranked experience, the only option is to pro seed, but that's been dead in the water for a while now. So I can confidently say, right now, there is no ranked scene in Paladins. As you can see, the free skin incentive creates a domino effect that leads to one problem, which leads to another, which leads to another. Let's follow that line of dominoes to the next issue: the requirements needed for a player to even join a ranked queue. People looking to play ranked are required to be account level 15 and have access to 16 champions. Both the level and champion requirements are extremely low. Do remember that every new player already starts with 6 champions unlocked. All they have to do is unlock 10 more and then they're off to tank your SR. It is so disheartening when you're at the last pick on your team and they pick a level 0 Ruckus as your second tank. When your teammates question that choice, the Ruckus player responds with, "That's my only tank." You might be saying, well, this sounds like a low rank issue. Surely if you're in the mid to high ranks, you shouldn't have this problem. Well, let's move on to 3 additional problems that continue our domino effect. The inconsistent queue times caused by the small ranked player base, which in some cases leads to extremely poor matchmaking. From the 7 months of me streaming ranked, I've had my queue times range from as short as 4 seconds to as long as almost 20 minutes. Do note, I was playing almost exclusively on Saturdays from noon to around 2:30 PM, which I would consider to be a fairly popular time to game. I believe that the low player count in ranked is what leads to its awkward queue times. On numerous occasions, I would be matched with or against the same exact people from my last match. In some cases, I even had stream snipers constantly queue with me for multiple weeks in a row, since it was so easy to do so. Luckily in my case, it was my own viewers wanting to get a chance to play with me, but imagine how quickly your rank experience would degrade if you got a harmful sniper with or against you every other match. Another issue from the small ranked player base is the extreme lack of matchmaking quality. Here's a picture from Paladins Guru that shows the problem at its absolute worst. In case you can't see it, there is a Masters player and a Silver player on the same team. 2 players with a 12 level difference in skill are on the same team. I actually have no words. Maybe I'm spoiled from my time in Overwatch's rank system, but I never had a Masters game with a Silver on any team. In the Shadows patch update notes, the Paladins devs gave us the scoop of how matchmaking works. When you queue for a match of ranked, for the first 8 minutes the matchmaker will try to find players of equal skill level. For the next 5 minutes after, the matchmaker will widen its options, and then after that, it says screw it, and throws you into any match regardless of rank. Uneven matches like this are the cause of the most unfun aspect of ranked: steamrolls, which after a long wait time is the exact opposite of what you want. Let's say you wanted to deter the randomness of the matchmaking teams by making your own. Well, sorry. If you're doing your placements, or if you're in Diamond or above, you can only queue with one person max. Because you know, having the ranked mode force you to play with 3 randoms is much better than a full coordinated team, right? The ranked environment should be the one mode where grouping together is encouraged the most. But since you can't group during placements and in Diamond Up, you're left at the mercy of the horrid matchmaker. Our final domino and last of my personal gripes with Paladins Ranked, the pick-ban system. In the past, I've praised this system just for existing, but it needs some work. First off, the actual process of picking and banning takes so damn long. To start, the 2 first picks have to ban 2 champions. They get 22 seconds for each ban. Across 4 bans, that's 1 minute and 28 seconds over there. Then you go through 2 sets of picks from both teams. Each consists of 38 seconds. So that's another 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Afterwards, the first picks have to ban another champion each, so another 44 seconds there. And then you have your final 2 sets of picks for another minute and 16 seconds. Oh yeah! There's also bonus time for when your dumb teammates can't make a decision for the life of them. That's another 40 seconds for each team, so another minute and 20 seconds there. Throw in 28 seconds to trade champions, another 10 for the game to launch, and in the lengthiest of scenarios, which happened way too often, it will take you 7 minutes and 18 seconds just to leave the pick ban screen. This is on top of a typical 3+ minute queue time, and then another however long minutes for the game to load you in. In a lot of scenarios, it can take you over 10 minutes just to play the game. That's unacceptable. On the topic of bans, I don't understand why only the first picks are in control of all 3 bans. Going back to the poor matchmaking / new player issue, if you get a newbie as your first pick, you can kiss your reliable bans goodbye. Then when the enemy team gets strong champs like Atlas and Khan, you can kiss that match goodbye. Because in Ranked, a lot of your matches are decided on this screen. That was a lot of negativity. Let's try to cancel that out with some suggestions towards making the Ranked experience better. First off, the requirements to play Ranked need to be increased. Owning 16 champions isn't gonna cut it. Paladins has 51 champions at the time of this video. This might be considered pay to play, but players should have access to at least half of the roster to play Ranked in my eyes. On top of that, I would say that a few of those champions need to be leveled past 8. Call this harsh, but I firmly believe that new and inexperienced players should not be allowed in Ranked. Lack of experience causes poor matchmaking, poor team building, and poor quality matches. On the topic of deterring poor quality matches, the matchmaking needs some massive improvements. A diamond and a silver should not be able to queue together. All I'm gonna say is that there should be less leniency in terms of what ranks can match with different brackets. Loose matchmaking is just asking for poor matches, which is something Ranked desperately needs to avoid. Speaking of avoiding poor quality matches, I think Paladins should add an avoid his teammate option, just like Overwatch has. Whether it's because your teammate was extremely toxic or extremely unskilled, the avoid his teammate option would allow you to not be matched with that player for some time. This would create higher quality matches with overall less toxicity and would deter stream sniping as well. To continue with gaining some control over your ranked matches, controversial opinion, you should always be able to queue in a group of 5 if your SR is close enough. Obviously, the matchmaker would have to be smart about this and place you against other stacked teams. I just think it's so stupid to have a mode preach coordination and strategy when you can't even group with more than one person in the higher ranks. Allowing full teams to do their placements together and play all the way into Grandmasters would make the rank scene way more interesting. Not just to play, but also to watch. Full teams will be able to experiment with unorthodox comps without worrying if their random teammates will be on board or not. In my opinion, opening up the grouping options would be a massive boost towards player retention in Ranked. Friends would be able to make their own teams and see how far up they can go. Let's move on to the pick ban phase. First of all, I would trim down the time limits on everything. For banning, I would change it from 22 seconds to 20 seconds. For picking, I would change it from 38 seconds to 30 seconds. And lastly, I would cut the bonus time from 40 seconds to 25 seconds. This would make the most amount of time you wait before a match go from 7 minutes 18 seconds to 6 minutes 3 seconds. Ideally, I would cut it down even further, but teams do need some time to divulge a strategy. Additionally, for pick bans, I would like the bans to be tweaked. I think it's wrong that only the first pick controls all 3 bans. Ideally, I would change it so that player 1, 2, and 3 all get 1 ban each. This would help save teams with a questionable first banner, and would create more ban diversity as well. Okay, last of the rank changes I want to see. I want the free rank skin to be removed entirely. Like I said earlier, I think that a lot of the problems in ranked stem from the fact that there's a free skin incentive for playing. The art team is probably going to continue the trend of giving an unpopular champ an exclusive skin as a reward, but why does it have to be tied to ranked? What if the exclusive skin was obtainable in similar means to that of Volcanic Makoa? In case you aren't aware, Volcanic Makoa was a free exclusive skin given to those that achieved player level 25 during the open beta. Players would gain level progress regardless of what game mode they played, meaning that both casual and competitive players had ways of obtaining the skin. What if, for our next exclusive skin, the requirement is to play, let's say 1000 matches in any game mode over the course of the year? Not only would this remove the casuals from ranked, it would also be a great way to keep player retention high. There's 365 days in a year, so if you played 3 matches of Paladins every day, you would get your skin by the end of the year. Now, that's my ideal solution. If the Paladins team wants to continue the trend of the free skin being tied to ranked, then the unlock conditions need to be changed drastically. Currently, the unlock condition is 100 ranked wins. This is way too grindy. I have a couple of alternate unlock requirements. Instead of win 100 matches, how about just play 100 matches? This would cut down the time spent in ranked by around 50%. Cause 50% win rate means 100 wins is actually 200 matches. Alternatively, I thought of 2 even better ways to count progress towards the skin, both of which will encourage positive attitudes and less toxicity. One is to keep the point system. Let's say you need 100 points to unlock the skin. For every match you play, you gain 1 point. For every win you get, you score an additional point. This means that even if you lose, you are still making progress towards your ranked skin. My last idea, and my preferred one, is of a similar vein to what I just talked about. However, instead of points, make the ranked reward time-based, but offer bonuses for winning. Let's say to unlock the next skin, you need to play 1000 minutes of ranked. For every win you get, you gain an additional 10 minutes towards that hourglass. I originally thought of this idea after having a great game of ranked. The matchmaker was at its best, and this was a fair fight with intense moments from both teams. Unfortunately, my team lost at the 3-3 point fight. Instead of being happy that I just experienced a great match of Paladins, all I felt was resentment due to the fact that I wasted 20 minutes of my time and made 0 progress towards my Torvald skin. If the progress tracker was time-based, players would feel satisfied after playing a long game, even if it did result in a loss. Alrighty y'all, that's my ranked review. My only issue that I couldn't find a solution for was queue times tied to the low player count. If you remove the skin incentive from ranked, then the already low player count will dip even further. I genuinely don't have a solution for that besides making ranked more enjoyable. I just think it's better to keep people who don't want to play ranked out of ranked. I know I also skipped over issues like toxicity and throwing, but that's to be expected of any competitive setting. And ultimately, that's the fault of some children, not of the actual devs behind the mode. I'm not sure if anyone from the Paladins dev team will watch this or not, but all I'm saying is, I hope the next ranked skin, which will probably be for Willow, is the most ugly and atrocious thing in the world. I really do not want to go through that painful grind of 100 wins ever again. How was your ranked experience? Did you give up? Push through? Never even bothered? Let me know down below. Don't forget to clap that like button and lace down that sub button. Snatching the bell is also a great way to stay in the loop. As always, I'm YellowNinja, and peace. There we go! Y'all, that is win 100. We are done with this hell.